Welcome everybody to Shield Studio. This is a session 0, so it's kind of free going with all of us who are going to be playing Digimon Story Trinity Break. It is a D&D module, but it is completely based on Digimon. So we will be using Digimon or D&D 5e rules for the majority of it, but there's a lot of homebrew. So it's kind of just a skeleton. I'll be pretty much making the meat of it myself.
Yeah, D&D stands for Digimon and Dice.
Yeah, you know what? Digimon and Dice works. Everything works. Yeah, it's great.
Or D and Digimon.
I just want to throw math rocks until I figure out what happens.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I'm not gonna say no. Alrighty.
My dice.
So, right now it looks like we have Gamer Nate on right now.
Yeah.
And we have Shu Takaru, our boy Octo, and then we have Necro joining in soon once he finds the connector. And I will walk you guys kind of through the D&D Beyond character creation for this.
I'm in the character builder right now, actually. I clicked the thing, I'm in the character builder.
Yeah, ditto. But I haven't gone past the first page.
Ah, now I see you. Okay.
All I did was change my name.
We're definitely gonna have to delete one of you, Gamer, because you got 2 on there.
Oh no.
It weirdly tried to do the same thing to me.
Yeah,
one of them was my actual character, and the other one was like a default account named character. So that might be something weird that D&D Beyond is doing.
Yeah, that could very well be.
No, that was my bad, because I was trying to make a character, then tried to go back, and it said, you already made a character. I was like, oh. So I'm gonna go and delete that one.
Well, do what you gotta do. And then... where is the...
Alright, there we go.
Viewer.
Baruzune-san. Alright. You good?
Hey, I see that guy.
Oh, and after we figure out our characters and get and y'all figure out what they look like, I'm gonna be making us our Fujitex.
Yes. Yeah. So we will have a cool aspect of how to join in.
And
I don't know what a Fujitech is.
It's where it shows like your character or whatever whenever it on OBS while you're talking through Discord.
It's like his little character he has at the bottom of Nate's stream, whenever he talks, the mouth opens up or something like that.
Yeah, and with the Fujitex, I'll add your Digimon with you.
Thank you, Necro, for you are seen. I appreciate that.
You are seen.
Alright.
Alrighty, so starting off with character creation, we're going to go into... I want to ask you guys, do you want to know how to create your character right off the bat, or would you like to get a little background into your background, like for your character first? So, like, will your character creation require you to know kind of who you want to be first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well then...
I kind of work... I work backwards from there. I kind of pick all the class and everything like that, and then I design my character around the class and stuff I pick.
Okay, well...
Yeah, I have like an idea of my character, but I don't know enough about the world and the lore, so I definitely need some help making sure that what I wrote even makes any sense.
Fair enough. Alrighty, well then we will start with the quick thing of lore, and then we will go back into the character creation. So that way everyone's kind of, set to at least get a decent start going.
Tell us about your world.
I do have an idea what my character might look like, and what he does, but personality-wise, I need to figure that out.
So,
Know what I mean? Oh.
oh yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry. All right, so, quick rundown of the world. The world is Earth, so we are on Earth. So it is not a fictional world; it is just a fictional version of Earth. We are living in present day Japan, in 2065. So it's not today, but it's like that's the date. So we are in the future, but not so far in the future that it's like, oh, we have flying cars.
Oh yeah.
Still, not even by then?
You know, technology all of a sudden started to slow down once AI hit.
Weird.
I agree with the Joker from the one Batman show. Where's my electric car, Bruce? I put my down payment down 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Season 1 of Harley Quinn was gold.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not that I don't appreciate what it tried to do. It's just not my version of Batman.
Yeah.
Like it's not what I want.
Though
Yeah.
it is funny. It is cool that they got Penny from The Big Bang Theory to voice Harley Quinn.
Well, it wasn't like she was doing much else.
Oof.
I'm stoked they got Alan Tudyk.
That
F
is
in the
really
chat,
good.
F in the chat.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk.
The man can do literally anything.
Which character did he voice?
Clayface, and then I wouldn't be surprised if he did some extras because
He also does
that
Joker.
guy, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I knew he did something else.
Yep, he is the Joker
Okay.
in the Harley Quinn
My
show.
favorite,
Anyway.
my favorite character in a Harley Quinn show is still Bane, but
You mean the giant like comedy bit they made out of him by making him try to sound like the one from the movie?
yeah.
My favorite, of course, is King Shark.
Was it not a comedy bit in the movie too?
It wasn't supposed to be, all right. The dude set it up. He's like, I'm confident people are gonna like this character design that I did for it, and it didn't.
Well,
It
fell
didn't
flat.
do it.
Your punishment must be more severe.
Hey, he was still intimidating as heck.
Oh, he was rich. I would never make fun of Bane.
Oh yeah, like the dude was an impressive specimen. There ain't no doubt.
Hear ye, let the record show
Alright, I'll
that
stop derailing
this
the
viewer was here first.
Zero, you're supposed to be in the game. Why are you in the audience, Zero? Why, Zero?
I am the game.
Anyway, let's continue, please.
Yeah,
Well-
2065 Japan.
Yes. Wait, Zero just got here, so I can invite Zero. You gotta raise your hand. Click the raise hand button in the top corner.
The ADHD is strong in these ones.
For all those who don't know, Zero is a good friend of ours. They've been a very loyal audience member. So, and they are huge
Hey.
Digimon fans.
Oh.
Right on. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Nice to meet you as well,
Once they raise their hand, so I can click them into the talking. There you go. Join us, Zero, and let us hear your voice for the first time.
Hey.
No pressure there.
Like you've never heard it, or just technically the?
I've never heard it.
Oh no crap!
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What did I miss?
Not much.
We're just now getting the story of the world, part 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Zero, I gotta say, you sound like much prettier than like I thought you were gonna like have a deeper like masculine like beefy voice because you always talk so dominantly.
Is that a compliment? I can't tell.
Yeah, I was
It is a
just saying
compliment.
thank you. Let's move on.
It is a compliment. I'm saying
I
like
love it.
it's like
Definitely meant it to be one.
yes, I meant it to be a compliment. I'm sorry.
And I really love the accent.
Thank you.
But welcome, Zero. We're excited to have you.
Before we do
So
the
what-
thing, should we
what
do
was the
introductions for everybody?
Ah, yes, good idea. All right,
Yeah, also,
so
is Taylor going to work through your mic, or is she on her way?
No, unfortunately, she will not be joining us for this session. I'll be working with her in the back to fix her
Okay.
character. So, but she's currently working.
Okay. So then, yeah, if everybody's here, we can do introductions. That'd be good.
Yes. So we'll start off with the ones who some of you already may know. So we have Nate Gaming, otherwise known as just Nate, if you would like.
Well, it's GamerNate92, but my Twitch is Rando Gaming 92.
You have seen him play with me on Soul Links on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And he plays with Friday with Friends with us and our other guest, Necro.
Yeah. But I'm
Hello.
mainly a PokeTuber, but I play different other games sometimes. But yeah, Necro.
Hello, I'm Necro the Nova. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Necro the Nova. I am a avid gamer. I do Fridays with Friends with the Dragon family, and I also have been doing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV streaming, going through the new expansion Dawn Trail, trying to catalog my entire trip through that. I stream pretty randomly, but you can always usually much find me on Fridays with Friends.
All right, and then we have he goes, and his handle is Octo, so I will let him tell you if he wants to go by his actual name or if he's fine with Octo.
You can know my name. I'm Philip. I happen to narrate audiobooks, and I occasionally podcast. You can find me on my website, just philipchurch.com, if you're interested in talking voiceover and narration stuff, or check out the podcast that I'm on sometimes called Art of the Beholder. Other than that, just another big old nerd. Likely, it's possible that I'm the oldest one here. Let's also put it that way.
I'll take that.
You'd be
bet.
surprised.
I highly doubt it.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, we're good, because I don't know anything about Digimon, and I was just curious. I was like, okay, there's a good chance. Like these, knowing what I know about William, I was like, well, maybe. Wouldn't be the first D&D game I've been the oldest.
Well, I can't. Let me put it this way. When I first saw Digimon, I was in kindergarten. Yeah.
All right, and then our final member, but certainly not last, a loyal audience member of the Shield Studio, joining us for the first time live is Zero the Grobit is their handle.
What did you just call me? Just Grobit.
Is that how now you say it? Zero the Grobit?
Close enough. So I'm Zero the Grobit, or just Grobit.
Oh,
Friends
Grobit.
call me
I'm
that.
sorry.
Yeah, I don't stream, but you'll usually see me lurking around making pointless contributions.
Oh, they're never pointless.
I'm
Like-
sorry.
Yeah.
But your please forgive me. But your name, whenever you pronounced it your way, I thought came to mind. Hello, Grobit. I'm
I have
sorry.
done that a lot. Yeah.
But yes, so besides my wife, who will also be joining us on these games, this is your team for this D&D session. So look
Yay.
forward to these voices over and over again in your head for at least a 2-hour period of time.
Hey.
Wonderful.
Yay.
I knew it.
Blew it.
Alrighty, so now we have everybody in who's gonna be in. Let's get down to brass tacks. Digimon! Mostly everybody here is a Digimon fan, except for one of you who has never really gotten into it, but you're gonna give it a try because you like Dungeons & Dragons, so...
That's me.
We appreciate all loyal fans and all those willing to try.
That's new stuff, man. There's new stuff all the time. It's great.
Yay.
Alrighty, so starting off where I was with the world. We are going to be in Earth as we know it, but we are going to be taking place in 2065 in the country of Japan. For those who don't know, Digimon predominantly takes place in Japan in most every show. It is a Japanese anime, so, kind of figures into it. But yes, so it will be taking place in 2065, which is from here on, I think 40 years from now, if I can count.
Close enough.
Yeah, 40 years from now.
And So just a little background so I don't give everything away, but the concept of the world is that there have been many great advancements in virtual reality, in AI, and in holographic projections and robotics. So a lot of technological advancements, but not like super, Blade Runner level advancements.
No. Sorry, my cat.
No worries. So, you'll see like a common sight is humanoid robots, right? Humanoid robots, only 4 away from. Oh yeah, you're right. Only 4 years away from the meme. So there are humanoid robots. There are also a lot of holograms who are used as like traffic. So similar to Ghost Game, where AI holograms have been used to kind of replace some jobs where they can just kind of have a person that's holographic out in the front versus a sign or a person waving down traffic. So that way no one gets hurt.
Like Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So it's a lot of different science fictions from animes and movies that I really like. It kind of inspired how I wanted the world to really appear. And majorly, it takes place in Japan because that's where the most advancements are in this world. So like if you go down to like America in this world, America doesn't have all the technologies Japan does in this world. Japan
they're
is
like decades ahead of us.
In this world especially. Like Japan has the holograms and the robots as a common factor, whereas America, they've just started building the robots.
Same as it is right now in 2025.
Yeah.
America doesn't need to change. America's great the way it is.
Yeah, in Japan it is 2065. Over here in America it's 2025.
So it's actually modern day.
Yeah, exactly.
So just to give you a little background, the main location of this story will take place in, I know some of you are going to dread it, a school. So a lot of us are going back a couple of years and experiencing school life again.
A couple?
Don't make me go back 20 years.
I'm being generous.
Konnichiwa.
But yes, so it'll be taking place in a Japanese high school in a town I looked up because it was the smallest population. And I said this is perfect. In Utashinai City in Japan. It is a relatively busy town, but it is still very small compared to the rest of Japan. It's got a very small population. I believe I checked it. It was only like 10,000, something like that. Not even that. So it is a very small population of people. But now because of this school that has been put into the city, it has bumped up its population with new buildings, new homes, and it is kind of overwhelming the population with like floods of media and new technologies. All thanks to the creator of this high school, an individual known as, the school's name is Takamoto High, named after Takuya Takamoto, who is, you will discover in the game, a very rich individual and the creator of the Digimon World video game you guys will all be a part of.
Whoa.
Fun.
So he built this school as a way of kind of boosting his own business because one, it's a good business practice to promote himself. It's also a advanced tech school. So everyone who is here from ages 9 years old to 21 years old for college courses, every one of them is going to be somebody involved in eventually becoming a part of his company, or at least part of a company connected to him. So basically, you're guaranteed a job after graduation.
Wow.
So everybody is like stoked, and so this takes place 5 years after he built this school and announced his plans for this school. So everybody who is in the school has either been here for 5 years now, or you guys are just new students. I will leave that up to you for your background of how long you've been at the school. It's now only been open for 5 years. So,
all right.
Still relatively new in the realm, but it's booming and still getting new students flooding in every year. And everybody who is here is by recommendation or by like choice of the company. So nobody is here because they have like the money to get in or things like that. So Takamoto chose specifically every student that he has picked from all the test scores around Japan, from all the after-school programs. Like the assortment of how he chose is really his decision. Nobody knows how he chose his people. So each one of you was chosen, or if you wanted your background, you were able to get in from other means, but we can discuss that. So it's like, how would you feel like your character would have gotten involved in this? You could be an existing villager of Utashinai, and maybe because of that, they have allowed you to come into the school because that's his way of allowing people who are in the town he's basically taking over to be a part of this.
Alrighty, can I ask a question of the DM?
Yes.
Are there allowed to be exchange students from outside of Japan?
Yes, there are. I kind of
Okay.
figured that question would come up considering the majority of our people in this session are either in America or the UK.
Good, because I had an epiphany on for my character.
But yeah, so that's I think for now that's where we'll kind of stick for now for story premise is that's like your background is you are a student. Now, there is an offer because in the backgrounds you will see in the Digimon RPG notes page that I sent you guys, but I'll pull it up here. There are 9 background options, which you'll also find in the D&D Beyond options. That'll be everybody will have the same background, just FYI. Because I made a custom background. But if you go down, yes, if you go down, sorry for anybody who is nauseous by this.
Go down to.
I will go slower up to it because I passed it a while. Here we go. So these are the options for your backgrounds. There is 9 backgrounds for the Digi-Destined, as you guys are. You can be a student, just a regular old student, nothing else going on in your life. You're just a full-time student. You could be a game designer, which means you're already a part of Takamoto's company. So you've not graduated, but you are still in school while working full-time, like for Takamoto. So you've helped develop this game, this Digimon game. So you actually have kind of a background in it. There's athlete. So if anybody wants to be like you're the high school athlete or you're the college athlete kind of thing, like that's the path you're heading, that's an option too. Pro gamer, I know Nate was interested in that. So, you know, if you're playing a Digimon video game, something tells me you're a gamer. So maybe you're a pro gamer, maybe you're a streamer. Who knows?
Yeah. I was actually thinking of my character being a pro gamer on stream and all that from the Netherlands.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Johann Schultz.
And then for the other one, there's Street Kid, which is kind of a nice way I'm saying of the person who is definitely the outer individual here. Like they don't have the income, they don't have all the wealth or the, you know, something of like a prestigious school person, and they're definitely not probably even in the school by their, you know, own choices. They got into the school by either random chance, like something happened because they don't have like a parent, they don't have it. So it's kind of like the urchin background for regular D&D. You're just, you know, somehow you manage to get into this school under false pretense.
The delinquent kid.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the document. I do have a question. What about the aerospace tech student?
So the top area, please ignore that. It's actually, just go
Okay.
down until you see the D&D Beyond part. Everything above that was from a different game. I was
Okay.
going to do for Digimon, but I changed it up.
Oh, here it is. Found it.
So that was
Found it. All right.
that was going to be a whole different campaign where it was literally we're on Mars, Venus, and Earth, and it's more space sci-fi. And I was like, that's probably too much right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Just making clarifications.
My
All right.
cat is causing me trouble. Hold on. I don't think she likes that I'm not paying attention to her.
That is why I'm on mute.
I'm a streamer. I don't get to go on mute. People get to watch me have chaos with my cat.
Oh, do you already have a design for for our Digivices?
I am currently working on that, yes.
Okay. I was about to ask if I could help you with that.
I think that one I'm going to try to do on my own because I have a certain design in mind.
Oh, okay. Cool. Can't wait to see it.
All right, I know what I'm taking. I'm good.
And then the other options are computer engineer. So if you want to be like that really smart kid, kind of like Izzy in the original Digimon, where you're a, you know, super genius kind of thing, you're here because you're here for the tech school. You're a computer designer, or you're a computer, you know, programmer, or you're a computer hacker kind of thing. There's obviously the option for musician because it's D&D, so we got to have somebody who, might want to be the bard. I'm going to tell you right now, that's probably going to be my wife. So if you're going to be a musician, you're going to have another musician next to you. Because she hopped on that as soon as I put that as an option.
So as soon as you say that, I can change it up.
No, you're fine. Hey, 2 musicians is fine. That'll actually add some fun little chaos.
Yeah.
And then there's military. So obviously with all of his promotions, Takamoto also knows that his advancements in creating this video game, which is being used with virtual reality programming, has really caught the attention of military because, training for military with, virtual reality has become very desired because the concept of, advanced robotics already has taken away a lot of military jobs. So what if they could do even more by making military, training even easier by making it all virtual? So a lot of
military stuff is cyber now.
Exactly. So a lot of military people have really sunk their teeth into Takamoto, giving him money because they're like, we like this idea of the school, but in exchange, you have to let our ROTC kids go to your school because we want our, military kids and our officers to know how to work your technology. So, maybe you're military, maybe you're an ROTC kid, maybe you're training to actually go full-time military. No, you're not expected to remember all of it, Zero.
Merchant and that.
No, Zero, it's fine. I will always take my own notes, so if anybody ever forgets something, I will be able to remind you. Like, I'm not that cruel of a DM where I force you to have to remember everything on your own. Ask Phil.
History check.
I just had a fun idea when it just for like the I see different languages or whatever that thieves can't. For instance, like we're all speaking Japanese, of course, but y'all hear us in English.
So actually, if you look in the backgrounds when you're creating your character, it'll actually have options.
Well, I know it, but I'm saying like, we're speaking to each other Japanese, but like, in of course the English dub, it's in English. But I was thinking like if whenever my character speaks in his home language or whatever, he could have his Dutch accent.
I mean, that's up to you, man. That's totally up to you how you want to play your character.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just an idea.
So for all those wondering also, I know you all were having to raise your hand in this chat. I'm going to try my best to allow you all to be just on like this all the time, but if it gets really chaotic or if I have to like, talk to a specific character alone, like that's when I'll probably mute you guys and then it'll just be me and them talking.
Ooh.
Because that way the audience only hears us two talking because you guys wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah, like they do in Critical Role when they need to
yeah,
do,
only
like,
I can't ask you to leave the table.
thing. Yeah.
So that way we also don't get too chaotic because there will be 6 voices going on at once, and that way we need to make sure everybody is heard, everybody's respected, because online games' biggest struggle is everyone trying to talk over each other.
I know that feeling.
So rule number 1 in my games, whether it's in person or not, Phil can attest to this, as the DM talks, you are not talking. Unless the DM stopped talking, because that way you can ask questions afterward, but the DM needs to say what he's got to say. So That's where the whole raise your hand thing comes in. That's why we went in here where you could click raise your hand. Now, if I just stop talking, that also gives you an opportunity to, input if your character is in the space to be able to, or if you as a player just have a question.
Okay.
But yeah, that way we don't have everyone trying to go, wait.
Yeah.
So if something gets past you, if you miss something, just let it go for then and then ask later. Because you're just going to have to wait. Because otherwise we're going to keep going back if you miss something.
Sounds good.
Now, what does it mean by like D9?
That's
D9 dices.
There
If
are.
you want to roll your class.
Yeah, there are in virtual reality. There are D9s and D3s and things like that in virtual.
Okay.
Because it's a random number generator.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with pro gamer.
And then the last one, I left open because it also is there for those who just kind of, if maybe you were this kind of person in high school or wherever you worked. I was a person who worked in high school, so there's just workforce. So maybe you just work a 9 to 5 or a 5 to 9 job after school kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it also, this game majorly will be taking place in a situation where you can freely log out and log in, like, because the digital world is virtual. So if, say, you as a player can't make a session, it would basically be your character hasn't logged in for that day.
So does this mean that our Digimon aren't alive anymore?
That's all part of the story, dude. I can't tell you that.
Ah, okay.
Does that mean that it's basically implied that the entirety of the action and whatnot is taking place all in digital?
The majority of it will take place, but there will be session parts where we're all in the school itself and talking. I've set up places where, because you'll be in moments where oh, you guys are in class talking to each other, or oh, you guys are in computer lab and you're starting to get your guys set up. So I have all that kind of built in too. So it's kind of got a mixture.
Okay.
I just had an epiphany.
Save.
If that's the case, then the Fuji text, I could make each of us one with our Digimon and one without when we're out in the school. It'll just be us, and then when we're in, it'll be to have our Digimon with us.
That's a fair idea, but okay. So Nate, that's what I was talking about though. Is when I was
sorry.
talking, you have to wait for me to finish.
Oh, I thought you were. Sorry.
But no, that's not a bad idea. Especially if it gets your creative motor drive working. But yes, so that's basically what I was saying is so this will be kind of the goal, is that way everyone can get their voices in.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, you're good,
My
man.
bad.
All right. So with that in mind, let's go to the character creator now.
Okay.
All right. So first off, his name. We're going to go with the name of the character you guys will be meeting, which is actually my NPC, because as Phil will tell you, I have always at least one NPC that I play for you guys that kind of joins into your campaign and kind of balances out your lack of options. In his case, in his campaign, I play a cleric because they have no healers to speak of.
I mean, kind of.
Okay, my wife is kind of the healer, but she's a druid, so it's not as
I know,
good.
more druid than healer. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Band-Aid spec.
I'm pretty sure if I hadn't put my character in by now, they would have been a lot worse off.
Oh,
We've
no.
died multiple times anyways.
That's true. So it's yeah. So I basically always try to fill in those voids if say there's not a good balance in the party. Because I don't want anyone to not choose something because they're oh, I guess I should be the cleric. No, I want you to play who you want to play, and then I'll balance it out by putting my character in. It also gives me an excuse to have a character, because I like playing.
It also helps make sure that the story kind of gets forced forward at some point.
Yeah, I've definitely had to do that a few times. Not to you, Phil, but...
I mean, it can be to me. I'm no genius.
But yeah, sometimes I do that too, where if you guys get really off track, a lot of the time my characters I've given you are kind of there to help push back at the direction.
Yeah.
Because that way we don't have
momentum.
Exactly, because we're only going to be playing for about 2 hours each session. So if we're talking for an hour of that, it's got to be at least talking about story.
Yeah. In-game chat, in character chat.
Yes, yeah. So we're not, yeah. That's the goal, is that the 2 hours that we'll be playing will be solid 2 hours of gameplay. Now,
you cut off.
Sorry.
Ideal.
But that's the goal.
Yeah.
All right. So starting with characters, I haven't come up with her name yet, so I'm just gonna go with I'm gonna name her Lulu. That's probably not gonna be her final name, but getting there.
Need something.
All right. All the rules, you don't really need a lot of them, but just keep them clicked, because I don't know how their stuff works when it comes to these things, so I don't want D&D Beyond to all of a sudden screw us over because I didn't click something. So just check mark all of them, because we might end up
Okay.
using something.
Does it allow the optional features as well?
Yep, and then customize your origin, all of those things just in case.
Advancement type. Which one are we doing? XP or milestones?
It will be milestone.
Okay.
Good thing that's what I picked. That's how
and
your
then
D&D is going.
so we'll move on from there. So we go with class. All right. So there's two things.
quick
We
one.
are what?
Hit point type. Are we doing fixed or are we doing manual?
Fixed.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep, you're good. Now I sometimes do leave that up to the player because, you know, if somebody really wants to try to roll it every time they level up, I'm fine with that. I think it just depends on how much time you want to use for your character or level ups. So if you choose to want to go back to that, I will not stop you. If you want to go to roll, that's fine with me. I just always go with fixed for my campaigns. All right.
Alrighty.
So first off, we will not be using the Blood Hunter. I have no subclass for that. So I'm sorry, you can't. That's not a thing in this world.
I wasn't planning on using it anyway.
All right. So, I'll go for the basics here. Instead of clicking through all these in a succession, I'm going to go into my creations, which I already have pulled up, and I'm going to show you the subclasses that you'll be able to use.
Ooh.
All right. So these are the subclasses for Digimon. These are the only ones you will have. There are no multiple subclasses. There's one subclass per class.
Wait, where is this?
It'll be in when you're choosing your class. Once you're in the session, you'll be able to access these as your subclass options at level 3 for certain classes.
Okay.
We will be starting at level 3. I know some of you are new to D&D, but this is kind of how the session, the campaign I'm designing kind of needs to work, because otherwise you won't have the Digimon background until level 3, in which case it'll just be regular D&D. So it kind of only works if we go at level 3. But the first 2 levels really don't do much, so I don't think you'll miss out. Anything you miss, I will explain to you for those who have not played D&D.
So I've missed something.
Okay.
The character builder, I'm in the class screen, which is number 1. Where did you get to that menu at for the subclass? Or are we picking a base class and then subclassing off of it?
Base class first.
So it does each profession, so where each one came from, does that represent a class that we pick, or is it we pick and we mold it to that?
No, you can choose. So even if you're an athlete, you don't have to pick the athlete subclass. You could be an athlete who's also a barbarian. So the background does not choose your class.
Okay, so yeah, so barbarian, bard, cleric, whatever I want to pick from there, I can pick
Yeah.
from there as my base.
Yes.
Okay.
But so each class has a specific subclass toward it, and that'll be what you have for yours. So for a fighter, I'll go for these quick, so because there's a lot, because there's one for each class. For the fighter, there's the athlete subclass. Kind of self-explanatory. It focuses on you playing a sport as your means of fighting. It focuses on a combination of teamwork, so boosting your allies, while also having a strong special moves where you can kind of like do trick shots and stuff with your, soccer ball or your baseball or something like that. Because remember, this is a show for children and teenagers, so there's not going to be any like blood axes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then there is, for the druid, there is the circle of the digital world. Yes, everything will have digi or digital in it because that makes it really easy to look up.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of homebrew stuff, so it makes it easier if I just have it all written down with a digi somewhere. But so the circle of the digital world is, you still get a partner Digimon, but like a real druid, you also have the ability to transform into a Digimon. It's kind of like having 2 Digimon basically on your team. You're controlling one of them, I'm controlling the other. That's another thing I should have mentioned, sorry. You won't have to control your Digimon if you don't want to. Because I'll be doing the NPC voice for them, so it'll really be up to you if you want to choose how your Digimon does it, or if you want your Digimon to be completely autonomous to itself.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier, because I was afraid, like, do we have to do our own voices for our Digimon partners?
No, I will be doing the Digimon partner voices.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, everybody except you will be played by me. So.
Sorry, your voice keeps cutting off.
Sorry, I don't mean it to. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not blaring loudly into the mic.
Yeah, all I heard was everyone except you.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm raising my voice too loud, so I'm trying to back up a bit so I don't scream into the mic.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it all, but yeah.
All right, so after that, the Digi Idol for those who are looking at the musician. Japan's obsessed with their idol groups, just like a K-pop kind of thing. So your focus is around yourself. You're an idol, so a lot of this is a selfish kind of feel. You get power from your fans, basically. So your audience gives you as your Bard class power.
Nice.
Then here's the fun one. There are a few subclasses and classes that are only usable if you are going to be a Digimon. So you can choose to not be a child or a human at all. This is an option. If you want to be a Digimon, you can choose to be a Digimon.
Oh.
And then I will be portraying your partner, your human partner.
Oh. That's cool.
So for the ones that are going to be specifically that is Sorcerer, Warlock, and Cleric. So Cleric, Warlock, and the Sorcerer are going to be Digimon subclass or classes only.
Oh, dang.
What? May I ask a question? Sorry.
Sure.
What would be closest to like an artificer?
There is an artificer.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
I just can't read.
I did make one for the artificer.
Sweet.
Okay. So speaking of which, so after the Digidata bloodline, which is the sorcerer class, so you are a data type Digimon. This is also important for those who do not know about Digimon. There are 3 types of Digimon. Well, 4 technically, but we'll get to that 4th one later. 3 main types of Digimon. There is Data, there is Vaccine, and there is Virus. So Virus is going to be mainly like villainous-looking monstrosities. So you'll have like Frankenstein's monster, you'll have ogres, you'll have vampires, things like that. That's the theme of Virus types.
Like horror movie monsters.
Vaccines are going to be more mainly like angelic or heroic characters like that. And then Data Digimon is very much more like nature. So you're a dinosaur, or you're an animal, or you're a beast. So that's kind of how you differ the 3 types. And then the 4th type is a type, but that's not one we're going to be getting into. It's called Free Type, which just means you have no type whatsoever. If you choose to play as that Digimon, you can choose any of those 3 classes then. So that's the thing, is if you wanted to be a free type, then that would give you the option, but that limits what Digimon you can be. Because you are going to be a Digimon that exists. You can't be an original Digimon. Sorry. So no custom Digimon.
And now I'm
Darn it, that's like the thing I was the most excited for.
I knew it. I knew you were just gonna eat into this, Phil, and become the best Digimon fan there was.
Yeah, now I'm conflicted. Be human, or be a Digimon? Hang it.
All right. After that, you have, as Phil wanted, the Artificer subclass, the Digi Game Developer. You are a video game developer, so you have advanced assets that include knowledge of this video game world. So you have kind of a, beta tester's brain here. You've been playing this game since it was announced. You've been testing it. You've been designing it. You know its ins and its outs kind of thing. So that's where this class really comes into handy, is it focuses on kind of giving you cheats in the game. Labubomon. Labubomon? That's okay. Zero, you're gonna have to tell me about that one.
Wait, what? Where does it say that?
Surely you've seen them online.
Labubu?
Labubomon? No, I don't think I've ever seen Labubomon.
No, there's like really ugly dolls that are everywhere for some reason. They're like this, like today's like Furbies.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh, what
no. Oh, no.
Labubu.
Yeesh. It looks like that. It looks like one of the princesses off of Evil or Love Before World Domination, the anime. Looks like one of those creatures, the rabbit villainess or whatever.
Now, what does Labubumon look like? Now that we know what a Labubu look is.
All right. So back on track before I get distracted more by Labubu, because that was something. The Artificer focuses on having similarly to the Digimon issue, but instead of having a partner Digimon, you have actually created a Digimon. You've created a metal type Digimon. So this allows you to choose any metal type Digimon as your partner, and you created them yourself.
Oh.
Now, the only downside of this, there is a downside. In this thing, you don't get your ultimate level. So, your Digimon starts out as champion and is just champion until you get to high levels, in which case then it finally becomes mega. So that is the downside of that, is that you will just have the same Digimon partner pretty much the whole way, unless you have somebody who has the ability to digivolve your Digimon for you. So basically, if somebody has the ability to use their Digivice to digivolve, they could use it on your Metal Digimon, and you could all of a sudden have an ultimate. But because it's a created Digimon, it's like its advancement comes from you working on it. Now, this also is the upside. It never goes back to rookie form. So the thing about Digimon you have to understand is Digimon only keep in their higher forms temporarily. But your champion Metal Digimon is champion all the time. So you never have to worry about digivolving it to be able to get its power-ups. It's just at that power-up. Now, that Digimon will get stronger as you level up. So that part will happen. But it won't transform like the other Digimon will until you get to higher levels. Now, obviously, this is assuming we play this campaign until the high levels. I don't think we're going to get that far, at least not with our first campaign. So I'm going to do a lot of like homebrewing of my own homebrew, so to speak, to where like there will be times in story where it's appropriate, where maybe suddenly your Digimon evolves regardless. Because I want you all to at least be able to experience what it's like to get like them higher up Digimon kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I have a
but
question.
that'll be up into the story. Yes.
Which class is the pro gamer?
That is Artificer.
Oh, wait, really?
That's the one I was just talking about with the Metal Digimon.
Yep, Digigame developer.
So you would get the Metal Digimon.
I still actually don't know how to get to the page you're on in the app.
Well, this one is this is the homebrew creation.
And I have to rethink.
So what to get to where this is, like to actually choose your subclass, you have to pick your class and then level yourself up to 3, and that'll give you the options.
I had so much HP, I assumed I was level 3. So some level 10? What?
Level 10, wait, what?
Yeah, I just realized it defaulted me to level 10 for some reason. I don't know.
Alrighty. So after that... Oh, I am...
Which class is Street Kid?
Well, where it doesn't have artificer on here. On the class list.
Ah. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick something else. Cause I don't know, just metal Digimon just doesn't fit me.
And that's fine. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Which is the military class? Sorry.
So there is no military class. That's a background. So when you go to the background area of the character creator, which will be in option 2, when you choose the options down at the bottom of Homebrew, it should say DigiDestin/Digimon Partner.
Okay, does a pro skier count as an athlete?
Yeah, if you wanted to be a pro skier, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick that. So that's a fighter?
Okay, so like I said, if you want to be an athlete as your background, you don't have to choose athlete as your class.
Oh, okay.
That is just the subclass of fighter, is athlete. So if you are a fighter, then you have athletic ability, but that doesn't mean that's your background. So you could be an athletic game developer.
Okay.
The background is just your character's information. Your class is the character's class you will be playing in the video game. So your powers, so to speak, will be applying to the video game world of the digital world. When you're back in the real world, you won't have access to all those abilities.
I see.
So yeah, that's the two differences. Is the background is who you are outside the digital world.
I'm sorry, I'm just really confused on what I'm supposed to pick in background.
When you go, okay, so are you in the number 2 area of background?
Not background class. Sorry.
Ah, okay. All right, and then I'll try to speed up then and get kind of focused on the game designing. Okay, so after that you have the Digimon. This is another one that's for Digimon only. Is the Paladin, the Oath of Destiny. So you're basically a Digimon who is focused on his destiny to join his partner, his partner human. So your goal basically is to protect your ally, protect your human, protect your ally, your friends. And then, you're obsessed with destiny. So the concept of the future is really in so you have kind of the ability to use your reactions to maybe alter the future. So like altering dice rolls kind of thing. So it's like a reaction of, oh, here's your D20. Never mind, I changed that D20. So you have to re-roll it kind of thing. So it's their channel divinity and their powers are focused on altering the future or altering the present kind of thing. All right. After that is the rogue, the digital hacker. So this is you are a hacker. This, if you in the game, your whole thing is you hacked in somehow. Your powers are hacking. Everywhere you go around in the game, you're hacking stuff. So you're a thief, kind of, basically in the digital world as much as you can be in a video game. And every subclass gives you access to spellcasting, because you will need it in the game, because you'll use the spells to cast through your Digimon. So your Digimon have their own special ability, but you have all the other magical abilities yourself, and you kind of cast them through your Digimon.
Okay.
So if you're a spellcaster, you're going to be using your Digimon as your focus, so to speak.
Yeah.
So a digital hacker is kind of the same as a thief or kind of thing in a real Dungeons and Dragons game. So you're about like, cheats. You're about hacking into the game. So, oh, I know what that Digimon is. I can know every stat it has right now. So you can like cheat and delve into his programming and go, ooh, ha, now you're weaker, kind of thing. And then after that, yes.
That was what I was about to ask. The tamer.
So Digitamer, the Conclave. This is for the Ranger subclass. This one allows you to have 2 Digimon. So it sounds great on the surface, but fair warning, that means there's more to manage. So keep that in mind. I'll be playing your Digimon, but you have to manage your Digimon. So its stats, what abilities it learns, things like that. So if you're a tamer, you have to maintain 2 Digimon at the same time.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. So it is nice though. You get 2 Digimon, and the whole focus is on combining your attacks with your Digimon, and have basically your triumvirate of attacks, like, oh, here's him, and me, kind of thing. So it's a teamwork based class, but that also means you have to work with 3 separate people just by yourself.
All right.
Now for the Barbarian, the Digi-Delinquent. Sorry.
Stop dying at me.
I gotta drink water. Sophie's not here to help me.
Oh no.
I apologize. So, the Digi-Delinquent. It's very similar to the Barbarian Wild Magic subclass. So, when you do your rage, it will activate a random glitch on your character. So you will roll on a D8 table, and that will automatically activate whatever glitch has affected you. So there's something wrong with your character. So maybe you got a bootleg game or something like that. And so for some reason, every time you activate your character's rage, something goes wrong and you like glitch out and something powerful happens. So for instance, I'll give you the first one. Glitches affect blue screen of death. A virus program explodes around you. Each creature within 30 feet must succeed a con saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage and become unconscious until it takes damage. Or someone uses an action to shake or make them wake up. On a successful save, they take half damage and are not put to sleep. Your Digimon are safe from all of your abilities. So you and your Digimon are safe from your glitches, but everybody else is not. That means your allies, aka your other players, can be affected by you.
Oh no.
So if you want to be a real chaos, gremlin, you could be a barbarian. And then for those who love Season 3 of Digimon with the Digimodify, the Wizard School of Digimodification. It revolves around your cards, a deck of cards called Modifying Cards. Basically your spell book that you use in combining with your Digivice to upgrade your Digimon in the field of battle. So you're simultaneously fighting while also upgrading your Digimon.
And what class is this?
The Wizard.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that's probably going to be me. That's my favorite season of Digimon.
Oh, I just clicked on it too.
Hey, no one says you have to share. You guys can be the same thing. That's perfectly fine. And then the last 2 Digimon Digimon classes, the Digivirus and the Vaccine Digidomain. So, the Digivirus is kind of self-explanatory, as you're a virus-type Digimon, or you have virus-type abilities, and your whole existence is infecting other Digimon around you. It's very heavily based off of Phil. You'll know this one, the Fiend of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So like the first one, this is gonna make you kind of mad, Phil, because you probably really want this for your current character. First ability, Data Stealer. Starting at first level, when you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you regain 1 used spell slot.
Yep. Dark One's own blessing.
Only instead of giving you HP, it gives you a spell slot back.
Ooh.
So like I said, you'd probably really wish this was for your current character.
Yeah. Thanks for putting this in that other campaign.
You're, oh yeah, you know, I was gonna tell you. The next one is the Cleric class. So, these guys focus on pretty much healing and getting rid of the virus types. So this is all about, like, you are a divine follower of the angelic Digimon, and your goal is to cure the digital world of the viruses. Or at least the viruses that are hurting people. Because there are good virus Digimon that have come to their senses, so to speak. And then the last but not least, the Monk. For those who, like me, loved Season 4, Way of the Digi-Spirit Warrior. So this is allowing you as a person to transform yourself, like the Druid does, into a Digimon. So you don't have a partner, you have a spirit that dwells within you. And then you use that spirit to do your monk abilities and to transform yourself into your Digimon and grant you access to abilities and powers. Now, it doesn't show it in any of these subclasses because it's not something that is able to be written very easily. But there are general abilities I have designed for this game. You will see them in your spell lists. You will only be able to choose the spells that say Digimon in parentheses. So there will be no actual Dungeons and Dragons spells in this game. Just letting you know straight out. So there will be ones that you can clearly tell are based off them, but they have been altered. But yes, your special ability. Every Digimon has at least one specialty, like one special ability that it always has. Think, Phil, if you've never watched Digimon, like Pokemon, Pikachu has Thunderbolt. That's its, like, quote-unquote signature move, even though a lot of electric types can learn it. So in Digimon, each Digimon has a special attack that only they know. And that's their kicker. When you choose your partner Digimon, or who you become if you're like a transforming, like a druid or a spirit warrior, each time you take that form, you will be able to use that Digimon's ability. But that won't be written in your character sheet. That'll be written in the monsters sheet. So that's why it'll be important to have your Digimon's monster plaque, so to speak, or its character sheet, in your background of your character sheet. In D&D Beyond, I can choose... I'm out of focus really badly in my thing. I don't know why I'm leaning like that. In D&D Beyond, you can go into your extras page on the character app. Not now, like in character creation, but when you have the actual character made. In extras, you can add a companion animal. That will be where you will find your Digimon's stats. I will put them in there. And then once you tell me who your partner Digimon is, I will create their stat sheet. And now here's the kicker. Because I want you to have some customization of who your Digimon is and what they are, like benefits-wise for stats, similar to how you're creating your character now, you will also be able to add an ability modifier boost to your Digimon. So if you wanted, like, the same for a regular person, you can choose to add a +2, add a +1, that kind of thing. to any 2 of its stats. So that way, if you want, like, say, a Garurumon that has a buffed up muscle tone, you beefed up its strength modifier, so it's stronger than other Garurumon. So that way you have kind of your own personal Digimon. And I want you to also tell me a nickname that you will give your Digimon, because that way when I make the character sheet, I have a separate one for your Digimon and for the regular version of that Digimon. Because that way I don't have to worry about, like, having to edit it over and over again.
Okay.
It helps you, and it really helps me as a DM, so it'll make it easier. Now, we won't be playing the main game of this for 2 more Saturdays. So 2 Saturdays from now will be the first game, because Taylor is going on a trip this whole next week. So I will be by myself for the next week. I know, I'm brokenhearted, trust me. But I will
be starting next week, but the next.
Correct. We will be starting 2 weeks from now.
All right.
Okay, now Zero, you have been talking to me on my chat, which I really appreciate, but I want to make sure that you're okay in live too. Have you any questions?
Not so far. No.
Oh,
I
awesome.
They'll probably come up later. Questions.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm going to have lots of questions later, but it's not appropriate to ask them all at this time.
No worries. And like I said, I have 2 weeks to individually work with any of you. So if you want to set a time that you have free time, I will work with you to create your character more specifically.
Cool.
Like, if this session 0 isn't enough time for you, we can still have a whole 2 weeks of individual time.
And 2 weeks of me drawing y'all's characters.
I'll just say, and yes, it would be very helpful if at least in this session we can think about what we want our characters to look like, because if Nate is going to draw them, I want to give him as much time as he needs.
Descriptors are already all in on the page.
And now, obviously, if you already have a picture of yourself that you want to use, that's fine too. Just remember, we're going to need it in the Fuji text, so that way, when it comes up, it bounces up and down when you talk.
Yeah. Or I'll have them open their mouths when they're talking, when it's talking too.
But yeah, so if you already have a picture, just make sure to send that to Nate, because Nate has kindly volunteered to draw your characters.
Yeah, in the Digimon art style.
Alrighty, so with character builder, Lulu. I'm going to make Lulu a monk, because I like the season 4. Alright, and then I go to level 3, because I can choose my monastic tradition. Go to choose option and go down to homebrew, and I will choose the way of the Digi-Spirit Warrior. Ignore the way of the Luchador, the Sumatori, or the 12 Stars. That's different campaigns altogether.
I think I did something wrong.
Why? What's up?
Because, okay, so I decided to go with Ranger.
Alrighty.
But when I go into, like, the skills or whatever, I don't see the homebrew stuff.
What do you mean?
But
You
you
mean-
said...
You mean spells?
No. I mean, like, says choose an option, but it just has the D&D stuff.
Huh.
You might have picked one at the top by accident.
Oh.
You may have not picked the home
Yes.
version.
You want to
'Cause
choose...
I think I made the same mistake.
Don't choose the 2024 versions. You want to go down to the 2014 Legacy versions.
Oh.
I don't play 2024 rules.
Okay.
No
Somehow
offense
my
to
audio-
Wizards. No offense to Wizards of the Coast. I like what I like. I'm sticking to it. I'm not learning a whole new book. Okay, you have no idea how long it took me just to learn this one.
Oh, here it is, yeah. Digitamer.
Now, there are some things they did I will be taking, because some of their changes were nice. such as the druid being able to transform as a bonus action for everyone. That makes perfect sense. I'm fine with that. You know, I'm okay with that. So I did that for my campaign, and my wife is very happy about it. Because being able to cast a spell and then transform is a lot more useful than only being able to transform and then having to end your turn.
I'm going to go ahead and I want to share my screen if I can. I'm seeing the player's handbook version. I'm seeing the basic rules version. I'm not seeing a homebrew version.
So you want to choose the class first.
Yeah, I'm in the class page, but we're choosing from the 2014 handbook, correct?
Correct. So you just choose the class from the 2014 options.
Okay, got it.
I somehow made Artificer disappear. I went to try to check out the other classes again, and now it's not.
Oh no!
So again, I might have to. I'm gonna count on the 1-on-1 sesh. Don't pay attention to any changes you see to my character in the meantime.
Try reloading, because that should be automatically there. I think Artificer is guaranteed at this point. And then my spirit evolution, she is going to be a spirit of darkness. And then her human spirit evolution is the option she has here. So, as an attack action, I can digivolve my human body into the form of a Digimon that has the element of my digital spirit. Yeah. At higher levels, you will be granted the ability to digivolve into different digital forms that are also the same elemental type, but of a different aspect than your first form.
Okay, the Beast Digimon Companion, it's not giving me an option.
What do you mean?
Like, it only says choose a level 3 option.
Do you see Beast?
No.
Hold on, I'll switch over to that subclass and try to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, Ranger.
Alright. Uh-oh. How did that happen?
What?
There should be... Hold on, I need to check my creations then, because that should not be that way, so...
No, what's favored enemy?
I'm just gonna back out now. I'll wait for the one-on-one session when we go to do it, and we'll do it together then.
Alright, if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
I have a character concept already, so that's off to a good start.
Oh good, I'm glad I was able to help with that then. And you got the basic of like the background, right? Of like what you want to go with that? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, wait. I think... no. Nate, you're good. There shouldn't be anything there.
I'm on level 3 and it just has that exclamation point on that part.
Yeah, you don't have to click anything there because there is no beast thing there. I don't know why that thing has there as an option to click. because
Okay.
mine doesn't have options. Oh, there it is. I have it as has options, but it doesn't have options, so I don't know why I put that there. So hold on, I'll save changes here, and then if you reload, it should get rid of that.
Okay. No, it's still there.
It'll probably take a while to acknowledge that happened.
Okay. Now, what's favored enemy?
Favorite enemy is basically if you're as a ranger or a hunter, basically the concept is you have a specialty of what Digimon you're good at fighting. So that kind of thing, basically. And that gives you advantages based off of which one you choose. So favorite enemy, each one of these will be a type associated with a Digimon. So it's up to you. So for instance, beasts, Garurumon, think like that. So anything that looks like it's based off of an animal is going to be a beast type.
Okay.
Elementals are going to be the concept of like spirits. So say Meramon, who's just made of pure fire.
Oh yeah.
So think of it in that sense. So if you choose Celestial, that's going to be like Angemon.
Okay.
So anything like that, that's going to be what those are based off of. All the the D&D naming conventions will be associated with a specific Digimon type as well. So you just kind of have to look at it based on appearance. For instance, it says Fiends. Fiends are going to be like Devimon.
Okay.
And then monstrosities are going to be like Chimeramon, where it's just this monstrosity of Digimon conglomeration there.
Okay.
So yeah, your favorite enemy will be whatever you get benefited from, and then you get advantage on where it's going to be, things like that. Trying to track it down. Okay, so Necro, are you still there?
I am.
All right. Before everyone decides that they're done with me and I'm talking too much.
No.
One thing you have to understand about this, I designed this a lot based off of the Digimon video games as well, so there's one little fun aspect. In this digital world, you will see a lot of different Digimon. And what if you as a player say, man, I love my Digimon partner, but what if I wanted a different Digimon as my partner? Maybe I want to give this guy a break. Maybe I sent him to my digital farm. You can do that. There is a way in this video game that you will be playing in the virtual reality world that you can tame a new Digimon partner, and you can grow it. Basically, you grow a farm all of yourself of Digimon partners, kind of like Pokemon with how many Pokemon you catch. So every time you encounter a Digimon enemy, when you get the Digimon weak enough, you can attempt a Digimon taming, which is like you're trying to charm him to say, look, I don't want to kill you. Why don't you come be my friend? You would basically roll the dice to try that. Depending on which subclass you are doing, you have benefits for that. But that will give you the ability to switch out your Digimon if you want to. The exception to this rule is that for the Digimon game designer, you can only swap out your other Digimon. You cannot swap out your metal Digimon. So your metal Digimon is your metal Digimon. So that's kind of the caveat of that too, is you can't get rid of the guy you created. However, I don't think I explained it well enough, because that's on me because I've forgotten this part. You will automatically still have a Digimon, regardless of what class you chose, if you are a human. So the only one that is not that way is the Digimon Spirit Warrior. Your Digimon partner is the spirit inside of you. So, like, you'll be able to communicate with it like any spirit, like in Dungeons and Dragons. But that is your Digimon partner, so to speak. If you play as the Artificer, you will also have a regular Digimon partner. The Digimon that's made of metal is something you created. So it's like your secondary companion. So Nate, earlier you were saying that the metal Digimon's not for you. I forgot to mention, you still get a regular Digimon, but you also get a metal Digimon that you created yourself.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yes, so everybody will still have a partner Digimon, unless you are a Digimon, in which case you'll have a partner human. And that's the other thing. Let me know if you choose to do a Digimon as your character. Because that way I know if I need to start writing some characters for you to have as a partner. If you look at the bottom of the backgrounds, this is not applied to those first 9 background options because you're not a human. But if you go down to the bottom, it says, where is it? Is it in notes? Nope. Why is it not here? It's, oh, here it is. There it is. Digi Partner background feature. This is the other feature. Why is it not here? It's supposed to be here. I don't know. Maybe I clicked something wrong or something. I don't know. I'll have to go into that. Or maybe I have to create an entire separate background. I didn't think I had to, but either way. I'll look at it at this version, because this has it all written down. Yeah. Here it is. Variant. Digidestin/Digimon partner. You are a Digimon partner. As a Digimon, you have lived a unique life in the to the Digidestin you are companion to. You have been a Digimon your entire life, and it has been a series of unique and difficult, in some cases. Now you seek to find yourself the partner that is destined for you. Or perhaps you seek to not have a partner, but instead chart your own life choices and see how far your Digilades can take you. That is an option if you want to be a Digimon without a partner. But the downside of that, I will say, there will be aspects that will be harder for you without a Digimon partner. For instance, spell limitations. With a partner, you have more access to learning more spells and more abilities. As just a Digimon, you are limited. So if you wanted to play hard mode, you could do that. I gave that as an option for people who didn't want anything to do with humans. But just so you know, that could make things difficult for you. What this does do, now I know you're probably wondering, wait, if I'm a Digimon, how can I interact with my friends outside the campaign video game? Here's your answer. Your ability is called Digital Mind. Because you are a Digimon, you have no physical form in the human world. However, you do have a digital mind and body. You were born with this as a tool. While around human electronic devices, you can possess the device and move in it as if it was your own body, such as a robot or a hologram that would take the form of your Digimon.
Okay.
So if, like, your character is a Digimon and your players are all out at school and you're like, I want to go visit them, but how do I get out of this place? You could hack your way out of the digital world and into the human world through technology. So for instance, here's an example. What if they're in class and you want to talk to them? You hack yourself into the the microphone that's always in classrooms to make announcements. So you hack yourself into the monitor and go, you know, hey everybody, it's me, it's Gilman. I'm trying to find you. So everybody else in the classroom might freak out, like, whoa, what the heck was that? But you guys who know who that is can go, what? Oh, he needs us, we gotta go, kind of thing. Or, you know, something like that. Or maybe you know where there's a robot that's, like, in the school, like the janitor robot. You take over the janitor robot and you move around in its body. You know, so the what do you call it? The Roomba? So you're basically using the Roomba as your body.
Oh wow.
So there's your aspects. If case you wanted to be a Digimon and felt like, oh man, I'm only going to get playtime in the digital world. No, you will have the ability to play on the outside as well. It'll just be different. You won't have your physical form out there, but you'll have a digital form.
And so they like possess electronic devices.
Pretty much. You're basically a digital ghost.
Oh, nice.
Don't give me credit for that. That's all Ghost Game. Like I said, this version of D&D is taking from every content that Digimon has ever made.
Nice. Sorry, I'm eating kettle corn.
Yeah, you're good. But yes,
Strawberry cheesecake kettle corn.
I know that's a lot of information to process, so now does anybody have any questions?
Too many.
Fair enough. Okay, does anybody have any Dungeons and Dragons related questions about like what their character, class development is right now for character creation?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask. So do they all have to be like compatible with each other?
Compatible? How do you mean?
Like if there's too many of like one class, so it does have to like balance out, sort of.
No, if you guys all wanted to, you could all play the same class, and I wouldn't care. Like, there doesn't have to be a synergy or a balance. Like, this is like in regular Dungeons and Dragons, you could have everybody play a barbarian, which is I've actually seen done. So if you guys wanted to do that path, you are welcome to do it. It's a lot trickier because there's only one subclass, so it's like, you kind of all know what you're going to be doing. But the difference really becomes your Digimon. That's really the difference, is you'll have different Digimon, which will, in the long run, change how you guys go about your, life. Oh, yes, I should also mention, for those who are like pro Dungeons and Dragons players, about multi-classing. It does... As much as I want to allow multi-classing, it really doesn't work very well with this style of game. It just, especially for the subclasses that, like, say, get a second Digimon, I really don't like the idea of somebody having 5 Digimon partners.
Yeah.
Because that would be chaos. So no, there will be no multi-classing in this. Except, I will say except, if you want to multi-class into something for only 2 levels. So if you just want the first 2 parts before the subclass is chosen, that I will let you multi-class. For instance, if you wanted to be a multi-class rogue because you wanted the cunning action that you get in level 2, that's fine. The only exception to that rule are things that obviously have level 1 subclasses. So you can't multi-class into a cleric because you're a Digimon. If you all noticed, I cleverly chose it for that reason, that the 3 subclasses that are chosen at level 1 are the Digimon subclasses. All except Paladin. Paladin is the exclusion. So if you wanted to multi-class into just 2 levels of Paladin, you could do that if you wanted to. But you'd have to talk to me about that because you'll have to explain to me what? Like, who are you worshipping? Because the Paladin requires there to be some kind of angelic or at least demonic background kind of concept of like a Digimon that you honored or that you're, paying homage to by your actions. So I'm kind of curious how you would go about that as a human. Like, I worship Anja Woman. Because I'd be a little iffy there.
Woman?
If you're one of those types of followers of Anja Woman. Like I am.
You mean Anja Woman?
Don't
All
tomato
hail
tomato
the
me.
yellow fox
Don't tomato
Digimon.
tomato me.
All hail the yellow fox Digimon.
Exactly.
Wait,
I was
wait,
scared
what-
someone was going
what?
to say that.
yellow fox Digimon. What?
Renamon.
Random.
Oh,
all
her,
all
yeah.
hail wife.
I thought you were talking about that one that new fox Digimon that slept in a bed with a kid or whatever.
What?
Yeah, that was the newest Digimon series.
The rabbit.
I think he's talking about Mikumon.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck has Digimon been making?
Don't watch Try.
Yeah, I've been told that many times. I still have yet to watch it because everyone keeps telling me not to watch it if I'm a true Digimon fan because it like destroys the original
It's
Digimon.
an adventure. It's an adventure, but if you want to have your soul crushed, just watch the Final Digivolution movie and go on with your life.
But yeah, no pun intended, right? Adventure.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence on ever watching it. I mean, I'm sure it's fine and I'm sure it was created very well, but don't ruin my childhood.
It's worth a watch, but just do it once.
Yeah.
wanna.
I feel like if I
wanna-
watch it once, I'll never get my childhood back.
I want to watch the redubbed Digimon adventure movies.
They're pretty darn good, I'll tell you that. I bought that DVD like day one, and it's pretty darn good.
I need to find it.
It feels a little less nostalgic though because I missed the bad dubbing because that's kind of what I grew up with. So it's like, it's kind of like I want to watch the bad dubbing, even though I know that it has been improved, so to speak, by just technology.
The 4Kids dub or the Fox Kids dub.
It was so good back then.
It was cheesy, but it was like.
Look,
Cheesy.
dubbing was new. Let's be fair. Dubbing was new. That was a whole new
True.
thing. Like, because America still hadn't really gotten into anime yet. So,
Yeah, look at Ghost Stories.
oh, that's more. That's. I love that show though. I love what they did with it. That was a very clever idea. But getting back on track.
Yeah.
So, with the character builder, after you've chosen, you'll notice that the background for DigiDestined gives you very free roam of what you want to choose. You can choose any skill to give a boost to, and any tools, and any, things like that. Because I wanted it to basically be, you create your background. So, like, if you chose to be a military man, maybe you choose Tinker's tools or Thieves' tools, something like that. Or maybe you chose the gaming set, a dice set or darts or something like that because of your background. Your skills. Maybe your skills are in persuasion because you're a musician, kind of thing.
So I have a quick question about story lore, if I could.
Absolutely.
Do people already know about Digimon, or is this something that is contained to just this school? Is it a globally known thing, or is it a...
Ah, perfect. Good question. Okay. So, I should have mentioned this before, but I didn't want to give too much away, but I guess that is important. Digimon, the game, and the knowledge of its existence is very new. Only the last 5 years since the company announced the creation of a video game. And so, the last 5 years, all media has been flooded with Digimon content. So, as far as the world's concerned, Digimon are brand new. That's the difference between this world and our real world. Digimon have not been around this whole time. This is the first introduction of the digital world. However, that's not to say that Digimon don't exist in the past. I'll just give you that little tidbit of there that there's a possibility that maybe the origins of this video game have inspiration, so to speak. So, who knows?
I was about to say, did they all forget that Digimon were real after all that happened decades before?
No. So this world there is no Digimon in this world. So.
Oh, in this world.
Yeah, in my world, Digimon don't exist until now. So all of our generation's video games never came out. Digimon never started in the 90s in this world.
Oh, okay.
So this is the 90s for this world. So 2065 is the 90s of Digimon for this world.
I thought you were talking about like it took place in the Digimon anime world. Or
No,
something.
no, no, no. So in this Earth, in the Earth we'll be playing in, Digimon the video games aren't invented until now. So 2065 is the first ever Digimon video game, and it's a virtual reality video game. So you will be immersed in it. So think Sword Art Online, that kind of immersion. Like you're going to feel like you are really in the digital world.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yes, so the only way you could possibly have like Digimon knowledge, so if you want to be like that Digimon nerd, you would have to be in that background of like, oh, I've been following it for all these 5 years. Like that's my knowledge. Like I know everything about this upcoming video game.
The only thing I wanted to do with that was I was looking at my character background and I wanted to see if I wanted to add something to it. It was irrelevant if I wanted to add it, as if it was there, not necessary, but I wanted to make sure. And before as we've been working, I've been typing up my character's like general background introduction right now of what he is and where he came from, things like that. And I wanted to see if I needed to add it in or not, but I can leave it out. It's good.
But yeah, if you wanted to do that, like as your background, like adding to it of like, oh, I'm a super Digimon nerd. I've been stoked for this game for the last 5 years. I've been waiting to play it. Like that kind of thing. You can be that. Or if you are the background of like, say, a game designer or a computer person, maybe you've been working on the video game itself. So you know everything. Like you've been really, immersed into it.
Copy that.
All right.
So for the rest of us, like, we don't know like half what's going on.
Pretty much, yeah. If you're just an average kid, you're just like, hey, I'm looking forward to this. Like, so the reason you'll be playing the video game will be explained like in your individual stories, so to speak, but everybody will be playing the video game because it'll be also required by school as part of your curriculum. Talk about the best school ever. Hi, honey. Welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Did you mute yourself for a second?
Huh? Yeah, 1 second. All right, everyone, give me just a second. I'll be right back.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go get some food.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm back, everybody. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Everything is okay. Alrighty. Oh yes, an important thing I should mention for those who have never played this way with Dungeons and Dragons. There is a different way to cast spells. So, for all those who are aware of how Dungeons and Dragons work, normally you have spell slots, and that's how you can cast a spell. Just like that. It's a spell slot based on your level. And how high level you get determines the spell slots and the spells you can use. This round, because I wanted it to feel more like the concept of what we're going to be doing in the digital world, like a video game, we are going to be using mana points. So for instance, to cast a first level spell, you must spend 2 mana. And then so on and so forth as you go. So second level is 3, third level is 5, fourth 6, and it kind of goes up from there as you go. Now, depending on what class you choose a type of mana. So if you look at the mana point options in the background, it says half variant or a third variant. And what that is because certain levels certain classes have less spell slots than others. For instance, a wizard can cast more spells than, say, the barbarian or the fighter, because the fighter is not normally a spellcaster class. So because you will have spells in this game, you have that aspect. So for a fighter, you would choose the half points option in your background. So we go to half variant. And your mana points by level. At second level, you still only have 2 spell points. And then you go up to 4, to 8, and eventually you get to the maximum of 96. Whereas, say, a full point person, mana, will get all the way to 133 points. So a wizard will have 133 by the end of his leveling. And then if you are, say, a warlock who has even less spell slots, that's when you would choose the third variant, the 1/3 variant. That means you're only going to get up to a maximum of 76. So you're going to have the least amount of spellcasting ability. But that's because you also have other aspects of your subclass or of your main class that's different from those other ones. You're not focused on spellcasting because you're also going to have a lot of attack options. So, any questions on that for those who have not played Dungeons and Dragons? Or for those who have?
No questions.
I don't think so.
Awesome. Alright, so, based on that, and if you want to know more about the mana points, there is actually a reference in the Dungeons & Dragons player manual. Spell points is what they call them. So if you go into the spell points variants of the Dungeon Master Guide, if you have one, or if you just look it up, it'll show you how all that works. And it'll tell you the variants that you need depending on what subclass you are. Or what class you are, I should say, sorry. So if you have any more questions specifically on like how that will work for your character, when you go into the character maker and add that in your background, when you click the option of mana points, it should automatically fill that into your character sheet, and you'll see a little spot where it'll have a number, and it'll have how many you have, and you always just minus the amount you need to keep track of it. So it should just automatically have a tracker you can kind of click on to make sure you keep track of how many mana points you have left. So I am a half variant. Actually, I think I'm a third variant because I am a fight or a what do you call it? Gotta switch back to my thing. Back to monk. So because I am a monk and I don't typically have spellcasting, I would do a third variant. Because I'm more focused on my attacks than I am of my, spells. And then you go into your spells. I don't have any, because I'm a monk, so I have no spell casting. But my spells I do from here. So I have special abilities based on being a monk, which are shown in my description of the subclass. So if I go over here to Digi-Spirit Warrior, it tells me what those are. For instance, one of the ones I get automatically, Eternal Mountain Defense. That allows me to cast Mirror Reflection, which is a Digimon ability. Hi, Shields! Hi, Cat! Everyone say hi, she's in the chat.
Hi.
Hi, Cat.
Hello.
Yes, Zero, let Cat hear your voice for the first time.
How are you?
We're gonna work on that, Zero. Yeah, Zero, I might have complimented your voice a lot to my wife over the phone, and she's like, damn, you weren't kidding.
I really hate my voice.
Oh no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Like, I can't see her right now, but I guarantee you Kat is blushing.
Oh, but that's sweet.
Alright, so as I was saying, so with this one, for character builder, Kat says, don't blow my cover.
Emotional damage.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Nate. Alright, so I'll choose Eternal Mountain Defense, and that gives me Mirror Reflection in Digimon. And then if I go into the second one, I can choose two options. I'll choose Flash Strike, which gives me Saint Knuckle, which is a cantrip. And then my Spirit Evolution, I'm Darkness, and I'm Human, because this is the level of it. And I can choose a spell at first level, and I'm going to go with... they're also good. I'm going to go with Wind Claw, which I believe is also a... Yeah, here it is. Move like the wind. For the duration, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity. Once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on a weapon attack. Whether you hit or miss, my walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of the turn. When I hit a creature with this, the weapon is encased with an astral wind as I strike, and they deal an extra 1d force damage to the target. Fractal Code Digitize. For those who are nerdy like me who love Season 4, my third level ability as a Spirit Warrior. Similar to the spirit that inhabits me, a Digimon is simply a wisp of data that can be seen. As a Spirit Warrior, I can help these digital wisps be purified, which allows it to return to the Village of Beginnings after you have scanned their fractal code. Starting at third level, when you reduce a Digimon to 0, I recover 2 key points. So as a monk, I use key points to cast my spells instead of mana points. So hence why I don't have to worry so much about the mana stuff, because I'll be using key points to do all that. Because I don't have spells to cast, so to speak. So yes, that'll be an entirely different situation for myself. Or for you, if you want to play as one. I am not the exclusive Spirit Warrior, in case you love Season 4, which, yeah. But yes, so that's me at level 3. That's my abilities. So basically what this means is, if I drop a Digimon to 0, before it deletes and goes, away, I can capture it and release it back to the beginnings and let it be born again. Because that way it goes to the nice place, and if it was a virus, it gets rid of the virus. Now, if I would destroy a virus type and I wouldn't do that, it would just go back to the exact same virus it was, and it would still have that same, evil personality when it's reborn. So, thing you have to understand about Digimon. Digimon don't die. That's why it's one of my favorite things in the world. Digimon cannot die. They simply become new forms of data. So when you destroy a Digimon, it'll go back to the very beginning of its life, basically, and reincarnate into a new body of that same Digimon. So a new egg will be born, and it'll hatch, and it'll start a whole new life. Now, sometimes they keep the memories of their previous digital life, but they don't always, so it just depends. But yeah, so that's where that comes in handy. It also gives me a little boost of my own key points, so I can kind of keep restocking myself. Oh yes, and I also automatically get Spirit Discipline, which allows me to go into here, and if I go to one of these ones, it's vague. Elemental Attunement, here it is. That's the Dungeons and Dragons variant version of it, because I couldn't actually make an entire new page for myself. But that also gives me this aspect, which gives me the ability to do basically thaumaturgy, but as a monk. So yes, it is quite helpful. And then this tells me how many key points I have to spend to cast a spell. So if I want to use a spell from my 5th to 8th level as my monk, that's 3 levels. So if I cast it at 5th level or something, I have to get up to 3 key points. But if I'm just casting a low level spell or a cantrip, I only need 1 key point. It also all explains it in here. So casting spirit spells, to cast one of these spells, use the casting time and other rules, but you only need to provide the material. You don't need to provide material components. That's another thing. There will not be material components in this game except your Digivice. That's all you need to cast spells.
Nice.
Here it is. So once I reach 5th level, I can spend additional key points. That's what this list is. I can spend additional key points to increase the level of the spell I'm casting. Until I get to 5th level, everything I can cast is just the same way it always is. So I can't upcast it. So that's the limitation of being a monk. Alright, and then I choose my monk skills as always. I'm going to go acrobatics. And I'm going to go religion, because I am one with the spirits, so I understand a lot about the digital spirits. And then I think my person is a cook. So I'm going to give him the cook's utensils. Alright, so there's my basic level 3. I don't have a picture yet, so we're just going to go as is. And then choose your basic skills. You can choose any skills you want in your background, because I want this to be who your character is. So Lulu is very good at, say, persuasion or nature. I'm going to say nature because she's a cook. So she's very unaware of nature. And then along with that, I'm going to also say medicine, because like with nature and with cooking, she might know how those herbs work together. Game, this is less important unless you really want to add it to your character, but I always give it as an option just in case. I'm gonna go with darts because I imagine she's a chess player that plays by herself, sadly. So she's the type of girl who's like, I play chess with myself because it's the only way to get a fair fight. And then for tools, I don't believe there's cooked utensils in here, so I'm gonna go with brewers, right? No. Oh, that's right. Those are separate items. So I'm gonna go with the herbalism kit then, because that would help me do medicine checks. And then I can add the cook's utensils in the items later. All right, languages. Here are the languages in this world. There's Common Sign Language. So for those who want to play a deaf character or a blind or a character who's hard of hearing or anything like that where you'd use sign language, that is an option. There is Northern Tongue, which is kind of like Northern Japan versus Southern Japan. It should say Southern Tongue, but I think there was a glitch. But these are the only options I allowed because the rest just didn't make sense, because there's no alternative languages in this world, because the Digimon don't speak different languages. They all just speak, common English or Japanese.
Hi.
And then Thieves' Cant. So Thieves' Cant in this world is going to be more like digital hacking data. So ones and zeros. So like basically you're typing in binary code to people with your Thieves' Cant.
Oh.
She would not know any of that. She barely touches a computer because she's a cook. So all she knows is Common. Well, everyone speaks Common, actually. I should just say that. She speaks Common Sign Language. So she took a couple classes, so she's pretty decent at it. She can at least say her name. But, that's about it. And she knows, like, her alphabet. So, I'm not going to go through the whole alphabet of ASL, but I can do it, actually, myself. Hence why I chose that, because if I ever have to do something, I can always do it in-game. And then you automatically also get a Digimon ability, or a spell and cantrip. Just right off the bat, giving you right away. Because that way you kind of have a little customization and bonus to your Digimon that other Digimon won't have yet. So for instance, for my cantrip, I'm going to choose Repair, which allows me to heal machine-type Digimon. You never know, I might run into one. Or maybe I go with Arrow. A spectral flying pointer arrow, like a computer mouse. I can summon it like a mage hand, basically. And then I can interact with objects from a distance. So, any of those kinds of things. And then for my spell, go down to the Digimon spells. And I'm going to choose Charm Digimon. I'd like to say I'm charming. Alright, and now for the character details, all this is up to you. You don't have to do alignments. I don't play games with alignments because I don't want you to feel like you have to force to play a certain way. And then your faith, that's totally up to you. You can put a Digimon in there if you want, if you're like a cleric or something, or your faith could be you're a Christian or you're a Catholic or you're Jewish, whatever you want. That's totally up to you. I myself am a Christian.
Yay.
And then lifestyle. I have never been squalid, but I have been poor in my life before. I've lived a few years, or at least a year in my life, where I didn't know when my next meal was going to be once or twice. So I'm gonna go with modest. I'm gonna kind of say her life has really gone up from where it was. Her and her family just got moved to this village because of this opportunity for her to go to school here. So her parents got moved into a really nice house for the first time in a long time. And so they're kind of living a nice, modest lifestyle now. So, I can afford, a lot nicer clothing, kind of casual t-shirts. I've really gotten to finally accessorize a lot more than I used to, so I feel a lot better. I haven't quite come up with a voice yet for her, but I'm kind of thinking this because it's just very easy for me to do. And that way it's a lot easier for me to remember how to do it, but I'm not set on it yet.
So she's a blonde. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. It just had the...
That's all Nate, everybody. That's all Nate.
Well, that's how cartoons with blonde characters, they always sound like that most of the time.
Mimi is precious baby, and she talked like that, but she is very intelligent. I love her to death.
Who?
Mimi from season 1.
Oh, yeah. She was...
Yeah, that...
People underestimated Mimi.
Yeah.
Alright, she has a redhead. She has dyed red hair. She is very pale. So she's pale white. She has blue eyes. She's relatively tall. She's about 5'9". She's a heavier girl. She's about 150. And then she is 16.
Oh, so is my character.
And she is female. I haven't quite come up with her actual name yet, but Lulu is the temporary filler. Species, you are just gonna you're just gonna click human, and you want 2014 version of human. So go to human variant, which allows you to also choose a feat. So that we're doing all these because that way you can also get a little bonus early in the game. Because I like variant humans, and that's better than just being a regular old human. So languages, you don't have to worry about any.
Variant human?
Variant human, yes.
Okay.
So everyone will be a variant human. And then for languages, now if you know anything about Critical Role, if you don't, that's fine. They have certain languages that are based on our languages, like Marquesian, I believe, is based off of Spanish, if I recall correctly. And then like Zemnian is based off German. So if you wanted to say Marquesian or Zemnian, I would understand that you're saying, oh, I speak Spanish or I speak German. So if you want that to be one of the languages your human speaks in the options, you can go all the way down to other, and those will be an option: Marquesian and Zemnian.
Would Dutch count as Zemnian?
I mean, yeah, that's as close as you can get in the D&D world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, she just speaks... I'd say she speaks Undercommon because she knows how to, speak the language of the streets. Yo, what's up? I grew up in St. Louis, so... I speak fluent because I didn't learn how to use any punctuations until I was in high school.
Metamagic Adept?
That only will apply if you are a magic caster, so click feats that apply to you. If you have any questions about a specific feat, ask, please. Or look it up to you.
Okay, I'll just pick skilled.
And then she is charismatic, and she is, I'd say intelligent. No, wait, dexterity because cooking? No, wisdom would be cooking, so let's go wisdom. Alright, skills. I'd say she has animal handling. She grew up on a kind of older little farm with her grandmother, so that's where she learned her cooking stuff. So she's good at animal handling. And then my feat.
About a size 7, size 8.
I don't know. She's 5'9", 150 pounds. Probably around
Oh, come on.
size
Feet,
8 sounds
size
9.
9. Nothing. Okay.
No, I was going with it. I was like,
Okay.
well, I mean...
I also don't know food sizes, so there's that.
Fair
That
point.
was a random stab.
I'm gonna go with chef. She's a cook, so it makes sense. And I'm gonna add it to her constitution. Alrighty. So she's got the chef feat, which means I can make fun little foods that'll give you a little boost to your HP sometimes. Alrighty. Ability scores. Now, I always go by standard array or point buy for my players. I apologize if you guys want to roll yours, but I don't do that because it does create an unfair advantage for those who don't want to roll. So if somebody rolls, say, an 18 on one of their stats, none of the other players are going to have that. And I don't like that idea. So I try to make it as fair as I can. So I do point buy or standard array. That of those two options, I leave to you. I'm going to do point buy because that's what I always like doing. So she's charismatic, so I'm going to put 12 in charisma. So I'll put it to 11 because her +1 puts her at 12. She is wisdom because she is a monk, so I'm going to go as high on that as I can. She is pretty intelligent, but she's not like super smart, so she has a 10. She doesn't have a minus, but she doesn't have like a plus in it. She's pretty good with constitution. She's a tough girl, got a lot to offer, and she's been cooking and surviving, helping her family out when she has to. So she's got a lot of constitution. She is pretty dexterous. She's a very good bicycler. She loves bicycling. So I'd say she has a decent dexterity. And then her strength, it's not bad. So she has a 10 in strength. Now, she's not weak, but she's not like super strong either. In fact, if I go down here to wisdom, I'll still have a 16 in there. And I can put at least a +2 in strength. So she has a little boost to that. Because she is pretty strong to be able to carry all the food around in the farming, so. And then I'll put the last number in in charisma. Or perhaps maybe she's not as dexterous, so she minuses some dexterity and goes into wisdom. And maybe I'll go change that species thing, skill or ability score increase. No, feat. Feat is what I want. And put that con in wisdom. Because if I do that, and I go to my abilities, and I change that, now her wisdom's at 18, which means she has a much higher modifier. And I can, yes, that should be good. There we go. So she loses a little in the constitution domain, but that's okay. Maybe I'll actually... She is charismatic because she likes animals, but she's very nervous. She's a quiet girl. She doesn't really know how to talk to people, so... She has more constitution than she does charisma. She has decent intelligence and charisma, but she's new to making friends. But she has no negatives. That's the important part here. I have no negative stats. So... She's an all-around, try hard, but she's not, like, expert at anything. Except, she's a mad, chef in the kitchen. That's her wisdom there. Alright, now starting equipment, ignore it. Just straight out ignore it, because you're not going to need any of the stuff they give you in there. You're not gonna get a short sword or a simple weapon. You're not gonna get darts. You're not gonna need a pouch containing gold or any of that. Money will be given to you in the game, which will be a different sort of money.
Yeah, yen.
No, in the video game.
Oh,
But yes, yen in the real world, you'll have a separate amount of money for that as well.
Gonna be zenny.
No, sorry, we're not adding Dragon Ball Z into this.
yeah, I just finished my character.
Very nice.
Yeah. Now I'm just working on a design.
Cook's utensils. There we go. So with the Digidestined, however, you will do at least this part of the starting equipment. With the artisan tools, depending on which tools you chose, that way you can get that into your items. And then you want the common clothes. You don't need the crowbar, and you don't need the pouch of containing gold. But you do want the thing that says what of the what do you call it? Board game. So click the option that has the board game. So you can, if you did choose a board game in your background, that way you can put that in there. For now, we're going to say gold is the representation of the money you will get in the video game. But we will individually talk about how much yen you have in your actual life. So if you wanted to say you have a certain amount, that kind of thing. Because
Does it
telling me
carry
to-
over, or
it's
are they
telling
two
me to-
different?
oh, okay, too many people. Okay.
Sorry. You
Sorry.
go first.
So Zero, I saw you first.
Yeah, so does it carry over, or is it two separate amounts?
So the gold will be a separate amount. That will be representing your in-video game, in the digital world currency. So when you get gold, that'll all be in that world.
Okay.
And then I will make a separate item, an actual just item in-game that'll say yen, and you'll just keep track of how many of those you have. And that'll basically be your way of knowing how much money you have in the real world on your person. Obviously, we're not talking about if you have a bank account kind of thing. Because that's gonna...
So it's all cash.
Yeah, so just physical cash you have in your pocket. So if, say, you're going into the school store to buy a sandwich, how much money you got on you?
Can I
Yes,
say something
Nate, now you can.
Okay. All right, so on mine, when I clicked on gold, it said pick, or it says use 5d4s, and I have 5d4s. Should I toss them?
That is up to you if you want to roll for your money. You're just automatically given 15 gold right out the bat.
Okay.
That's
Well,
part
I
of
figured
the
since- I figured-
Digidestined background.
Well, I figured since my character's a popular pro gamer, an online pro gamer, he might have some monetization from that or whatever.
Like I said, so the gold doesn't represent your money in real life.
Oh, right.
The gold is the digital world money.
Okay. Well, I just rolled and it's
What?
I rolled it and it said 11, so 11 times 10.
Okay, you're looking at the gold, right? For the choose gold
Yeah.
or choose equipment. You're not doing that. You want to choose equipment.
What, you said choose gold.
No. I said ignore the part of choose equipment that says a short sword or any of that stuff, but you want to click the
Oh.
parts that say Digidestined background.
Oh, okay.
Because you'll see at the bottom there, underneath all the weapons and stuff that your
Oh.
class gives you, you want your background items except for the crowbar. That one I
Oh,
forgot to
okay.
delete.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
The common clothes can be any design. That'll be based on what your character's wearing at school, basically.
Yeah.
So we can't have a crowbar.
I mean, if you really want the crowbar, you can have the crowbar. I really am questioning why you have a crowbar now, though.
because he's a delinquent.
Yeah.
You know, it's this like, you know, stereotype anime Japanese guy holding the crowbar on his shoulder like he's about to start a fight.
Yeah. All right.
All right, you
All
would
right,
add that
uh,
starting equipment, and then other than that, it should be everything is set, and that's the character design, so to speak, right off the bat.
Yay. But yeah, I have an idea for my character now. I just need y'all's design-wise.
I will get back with you on that in a little while. I'll touch base with Nate with Lucky to get everything hammered out.
Right. So if you look in your character now, after you looked at it, it should have the mana points description.
Wait, where?
So if you look at mana points on your actions, it should have certain dots that you can fill in. And that will be how you keep track of how you are when you're casting your abilities as a Digimon or in the digital world. So that way when you click them in, so look at my screen. Do you see my screen?
Oh, yeah.
So it says mana points under actions in combat. So when you're looking at your completed character sheet and you've clicked
there
the
it is.
mana points, it'll show it. And it'll tell you how many you have based on the squares you have.
Okay.
See, I only have 4 because I have a variant. But some of you might have 4, some of you might have more. It just depends.
It says I have 14.
Well, there you go. Now, which class did you choose?
Ranger.
Okay, then yeah, you would have... Wait, no, Ranger should have half.
Well, it says 14.
Did you choose the half or the full mana points?
Well, I didn't see any mana point stuff.
In the background, it had 3 options for mana points. Mana point 1/2, mana point 1/3.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah, you want half, because Rangers don't get high-level spell casting.
Alright.
So if you look at any of the classes you choose, some of them only get as far as 5th level spells. That means you're only going to have the half. If you can get all the way down to 9th level spells, you would have the full mana points.
Okay.
So like wizards and sorcerers, things like that.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. Excuse me. And as you can tell, because of my subclass, I already have some things that are automatically added in my character sheet. I automatically have an unarmed strike that has a 10-foot reach versus a normal reach because I've turned into a Digimon. So I'm now able to expand my attack. And then when I get to a higher level, that will also increase and change as I level up.
Okay, now I have 4 mana points.
And then it has associated with my spirit elemental. So if you look at my attacks, it tells me... Oh, I didn't want to roll.
Oh.
Well, there you go. I rolled. So, damage associated with my spirit type. At higher levels, the damage dice follows the path of the martial arts die. So it becomes a d6, and etc., etc. And then my 11th becomes 2d8 and then 2d10. So it actually changes. It's not exactly the same as the regular monk because you're a Digimon, so you're doing a lot more damage when you're in mega form or champion form than you would as just a human being. So concept is it's supposed to represent you getting a lot stronger as you get up higher. As for the type, right now it's just bludgeoning, but you also have to make sure you always keep track of that and realize, wait, the damage type you need to change. I'm a darkness, so I do necrotic damage. So anytime I do an attack, it does necrotic or specifically darkness damage. So darkness spirit attack. Necrotic. And that shows there, so that way I always keep track of the damage type I'm doing. So, now that we've gotten into this character designing stuff, are there any questions before I move on to the final part of what I want to talk about today?
Not that I could think of.
Okay, now we've gone over our time that I would normally hope, but because it's a session 0, I'm going to just add one last thing before we end for the day.
Alright.
So, in this game, in the digital world as well, in the Digimon video games, just like in Pokemon as well, and in Digimon and other things, the elemental type of your Digimon makes a difference, as does the type that your Digimon is. If you are a vaccine, you do more damage to a virus type. If you are a virus type, you do more damage to a data type. And if you are a data type, you do more damage to a vaccine type.
Oh.
Same with elements. Every element has a strength and a weakness. For instance, if I am a darkness element, I am weak to light. However, the light element is weak to dark. So we are both weak to each other, meaning we deal more damage to one another. And then as you go through the game, like with your types, I'll explain the typings of that. For instance, mine are different than the normal Digimon, by the way. So for those who want to go off base the video game, I had to make some adjustments for Dungeons and Dragons to work.
Okay.
So if you look at my creations and you go to, say, the Digidata bloodline, which has all this description, this tells you what they're associated with. So darkness is necrotic damage. Earth is force damage. Electric is lightning, so that way you can remember this for, like, in the game of Dungeons and Dragons, what applies to your Digimon. Flame is fire, that one kind of goes without saying. Holy is radiant, that kind of thing. Ice is cold. Metal, so if you are a metal Digimon, if you use a technological based Digimon, like say Metal Garurumon or something like that, or not Metal Garurumon because he does ice type, but he has metal attacks. His metal attacks say, oh, I know, Metal Greymon. Metal Greymon has an attack called Giga Blaster, which shoots missiles at people. That would be considered psychic damage, because it is associated with the idea that your metal aspect is damaging the program of those Digimon when you hit them. So it's like the concept of you're messing with that Digimon's programming or its mind. So metal Digimon do psychic damage.
There's also a Machine Dramon.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
nature Digimon will be doing poison type damage. Water, if you're a water Digimon, like say Gamamon, you would be doing acid damage, because it's the only one I could find that's really associated with liquid. So acid, water kind of thing. And then wind, if you're a wind type Digimon, you're doing thunder damage, because it's sound based. So your wind based attacks is sound based, so it's thunder damage. That's associating with like the Dungeons and Dragons things, so you can kind of associate them with that.
Okay.
And then each one is weak and strong against something else. So darkness and light go hand in hand. And then there are others based on which one you choose. I'll have to go into the editor to show you specifically. I thought I had it written down in my RPG somewhere at some point. I could have sworn I wrote it down so I would remember exactly what I was doing. Sorry to make anybody dizzy. Oh yeah, I want to show you guys a little representation of what a Digimon looks like too. Here's my screen. Give you an idea of what a Digimon monster character sheet looks like.
Yeah, I actually do have a question. How do we pick our Digimon? Or how do we choose?
Okay, so depending on your class, it will make some differences, but on the general whole, you just have to choose a rookie level Digimon. And it has to be a rookie that is not based on any kind of super powered, so nobody can play as the deity level rookie Digimon.
Okay.
So any general rookie is fine as long as it is not considered a deity level strength rookie. So other than that, I have no caveats. The exception to the rule is if you are a ranger, your Digimon have to be beast type because you're a ranger of beasts. You're kind of that's your theme.
Okay.
So your companion, your extra companion has to be a beast type. Same with a druid. If you're a druid, your Digimon has to be a beast type. Yes, Kat, I will be on the phone call with you. But yes. So other than that, and the whole, if you're an artificer, you have to have a metal Digimon for your created one. There are no other specific rules. If you are a Digimon yourself, if you're playing as a Digimon, you have to play a Digimon that is associated with your class. So if you're the Warlock Virus class, you're a Virus type Digimon. Or a Free type Digimon. So you have to look up that list. If you're a Vaccine Cleric, you have to be a Vaccine type Digimon. Same with the Sorcerer. If you're a Data type Bloodline, you have to be a Data type Digimon. So just that as the caveats there. But yeah, so for those looking at my screen, this is just an example of a monster block for like Phyramon for this one. And then you'll notice it says damage resistances, damage vulnerabilities. So, keeping track of that. For instance, fire is weak, so... Alright, now, I was going to show you the weaknesses before I left. Bloodline, here we go. So if you go into digital data, say I choose Earth Digimon. I have resistance to force damage, so I have resistance to Earth damage. What? What'd you say, Phil?
Sorry, just Pidgeymon.
Oh, Digimon. So as a Earth type, you would be resistant to Earth or force damage, but you are vulnerable to nature damage, so poison. So nature is strong against Earth Digimon. And then as they go, they also have representations. I can tell you your individual one if you have an idea not you want me to tell, but I don't want to go through the whole list. But yeah, so each Digimon has a strength and a weakness. Its strength is going to be against itself. It's not weak against itself. That's what you need to know. And it's strong against something else. But it also is weak against something else. So if you want to know what that is, send me a private DM or a personal one, and I'll send you the info for your specific Digimon.
Ooh. Okay, I think it's official who my partner is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, I actually do need to get going because I gotta go help Kat. But this is going to be the general length of how I want these digital sessions to go. 2 hours, 2.5 hours max. So nobody gets like overwhelmed. Nobody gets like, oh man, like we've been sitting here for 3 hours plus. I'm beat, that kind of thing. Plus, right now it's like 1 o'clock for Zero. So.
Oh. Yeah, 1:30 right now.
So this is why I want to end around at this time every time, at least, and a little sooner preferably. But yeah, generally I would end around now. Around exactly that 2 hour mark from 6 to 8. But obviously if we're really into something, it goes to like 6:10. I mean, we want to try our best to be kind of on the ball with that, but that'll be more up to me as well, because that'll be how I end each session. But yes, so if you all have any individual questions, please send me a DM. I will get back to you instantly. Next 2 weeks, we will just work on getting your Digimon and your character all set up. On your designs of your character, please send those to Rando Gaming so he can start working on those.
Hey.
And then in 2 weeks' time, so 2 Saturdays from now, we will try, if everybody's good to go that week. If we can't, we'll have to postpone again, but we'll try. 2 weeks from now, so 2 Saturdays, we will have our first session.
Yay.
So if everybody's okay with that, I think we can end the session here today.
Alrighty.
Thank you all
Good
so
to
much
me.
for joining. Thank you, Zero. Thank you, Necro. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Phil, for just kind of coming out of your comfort zone and joining random people playing Digimon. I love it.
We're gonna see where this goes.
And for all of those watching, I hope you like it. If you're just a Dungeons & Dragons fan, I have been a long-time DM, so I promise it'll be fun. And if you're a Digimon fan, I promise I'm a fan, so you'll enjoy it. I am a huge fan, so yeah. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all the next time. Thank you all so much for coming. We
Thanks
love
so
you
much.
so much.
Hey.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.
We're going to raid over to our dear friends over at the other Dragon Council, Remy Slime Dragon, as he plays Pokemon Emerald.